The haters say we can't fill this draft, but we are now only 3 teams away. In the span of that intro playing, I think we had 4 people sign up. And now we're beautiful. 1 away. So
we're only 1 away?
We're now only 1 away.
I don't think we need to send this tweet.
Yeah.
I love that you just said you're about to find out if you're a true influencer, and then while the promo read 6 people signed up, I think we got our answer.
This was an all hands on deck situation. We all got this one done. Crack Rock, how dare you not have faith in the ship chasing industrial complex to get this bad boy filled? So yes, guys, welcome to Ship Chasing. Gretch is back from vacation. We're going to hop in a $125 FFPC best ball tournament draft here in a second. Gretch, how was your trip?
It was awesome. It was full on dad mode for 8 days. We did some theme park stuff. We did an escape room. First time I've ever done that. And we got out of it. Me, my wife, and my 2 little girls. The girls got a little scared, but we managed to do it, which was pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Are we filled?
Yeah, we got the Influencer 101, guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Influencer 101. That is how you do it. Someone's team name is drafting with Ship Chasing, and their photo is a thumbnail of this episode.
That's pretty good.
That's really good. Okay, here, guys. So we can get right down to business here. So
I love getting the 101 here. This is beautiful.
It's very nice. So the draft's going to start here in 2 minutes. So for people who don't know, FFPC, big best ball tournament, $100,000 up top. It has the best ball slim format, so only 18 rounds, no kickers, no defense, similar format to what they do for Pros vs. Joes. Our friend Fantasy Mojo, who I believe is actually in this draft, yes, that same format. Pat and I are in one with Leone right now, where we did start double tight end, Pat. We won't be doing that in this one.
No, we won't. We thought that would be kind of more of a kind of compelling structure than it ultimately turned out to be. When you go double tight end to start the draft, obviously you're now kind of boxed out of certain running back structures, but also you can't take advantage of any falling value at tight end. So that has kind of hurt, as we've seen some tight ends like Higbee and Ferkser really fall in this draft.
Yeah, we as our friend John Paulson says, we tried to starve the beast at tight end, and they were willing, as Pat said, to intermittent fast there for a long time. So yeah, I'm more this. I do think these specific format with the FFPC are set up to smash with the workhorse RB up top / modified 0 RB / bell cow and chill / whatever people are arguing about calling it on Twitter these days. And they are very upset about whatever you're calling it. I'll tell you that right now. I should also get up. Our friends over at RotoViz have a nice best ball command center that is helpful when drafting here. Just real quick, I mean, is there anyone want to throw out a non-Christian McCaffrey take here, or are we moving on to round 2?
Yeah, Laviska Shenault should go in the second round. No.
There you go.
I mean, we don't want to push up his ADP too far, but it's funny, after the Julio trade, Leone asked me if we should just flip AJ Brown and Calvin Ridley, and we had a pretty good discussion about that on Twitter. I think after this buzz, and I know it's just buzz, but Jacksonville's enough of an uncertain team, enough of an uncertain passing game. Pat's made a good point about DJ Chark, where we have the really good sophomore year, but 2 not great years around it. Marvin Jones has always sort of been a secondary receiver. I think if we're starting to get these types of reports, he should be their first receiver taken. You should flip him and DJ Chark at this point. He's going a lot later.
Oh my God, man.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
That's nice.
I think so. I mean, like, why wouldn't we? Like, we don't know.
I miss you, buddy.
Hey, Gretch, you want to know why we missed you? Because we had a decision in our other draft with Leone where Leone was trying us to get us to take Jarvis Landry. And Pat and I shut that down real fast.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, really good prospect. Was good at times, a little banged up last year. Could just be a better pro than Chark. We don't really know about either of them. Why? Like, and now that he's getting all this buzz and we have something to lean on, like, this is the type of situation where I care about that type of buzz. And it's multiple beat reporters that have said it. Is Pat frozen?
I think Pat is frozen. Is this a better view, guys? Would you like Would you guys like the RotoViz grid view here?
Yeah, I'm
Let
cool
me
with
know.
that.
I think that might be a little bit easier to see here. Pat, yeah, what's the deal with your internet, man?
It seems fine to me. Am I frozen?
Your audio's been decent, but your video keeps freezing.
There was a point where I tried to switch from the Ethernet to the Wi-Fi because the Ethernet seemed slow, and then I was frozen for about 20 seconds. So I don't know.
Let's see here. Eric also saying the FFPC board. I could pull that up as well. They don't have it via the draft applet. Let me see here. Geez, someone in here is named What Would Siegel Do? Here we go. Actually, yeah, we'll go to the FFPC draft board, but we will keep open our RotoViz command center. Here we go.
What do you guys think about that Visca take? Because there's this Galaxy Brain comment here. I mean, isn't there enough uncertainty in Jacksonville that can't you make a pretty easy case that Shenault should go ahead of Chark?
Yes.
Okay. I think so. And what is part of your thesis, Gretch, too, that Marvin Jones is going to be a little bit of an issue for where DJ Chark gets his targets?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, I think those two guys both being downfield target weapons. The Shenault concern with this early ADP, and we get so anchored to ADP, we get so anchored to the early trends and everything. He seemed like he was going a little too high, maybe because of the ETN pick. We didn't know how they're going to use him. A lot of clarity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's early. A lot of clarity that they're going to use him as a receiver. And now, right away in camp, multiple beats saying he's clearly their best skill position player. Or has been in these.
Also, they made a point of saying that DJ Chark played soft last year and needed to gain weight. The new coaching staff doesn't seem enamored with Chark.
I will just say one thing. I don't mind the take at all, but on the point of coach speak out of Jacksonville, I don't trust Urban Meyer at all. He said so much crazy shit that I just do not think we should read into the coach speak too much.
Totally agree with that. And I think in general, we should be really cautious with coach speak. What I'm saying is we don't really have a reason to be higher on Chark than Shenault in the first place. We sort of did because of the ETN pick, but Shenault is a really good prospect going into year 2 and hasn't really been bad at the NFL level yet. Chark has had some bad times at the NFL level in year 1 and 3 where he wasn't very good. So again, Shenault might just be the better player. He had a better prospect profile. High second round pick. He was a higher draft pick, I think.
He was.
So, and then again, to your point about the Marvin Jones thing, that's certainly part of it. He seems to have more freedom in the short to intermediate range where he's going to operate to be kind of the guy. So if we're getting these reports right now, if we're starting right now and I'm ranking it right now, I'm I'm looking at these depth charts. This guy's profile is arguably better. And it looks like he's going to have a very clear role, which was a concern before, but we don't have that concern if he's lighting up camp.
I will say also that there was some of the beat writer reports, because they're not always allowed to report about who's playing with the first team. And so some of these catches were coming from Minshew. So I was a little bit nervous that maybe he's playing with the twos, but Lawrence had hamstring tightness and stuff and hasn't really thrown at all. So the Minshew thing is not a concern. Everyone was catching from Minshew. And Minshew would have been the ones in that particular practice.
On the real quick on the Jags talk, there was an interesting conversation. I listened to your first appearance on the NBC Sports Edge Good Football Show, and the talk about Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence for redraft, and the chance that Trevor Lawrence is, I guess what the take was kind of he would be a better real life player and serviceable, but not maybe a fantasy superstar with the super elite ceiling. Am I bastardizing that take from someone had that on the show, Pat?
No, yeah, Kyle Dvorchak had that take, and I think he went even a little bit further because he was saying one quarterback dynasty, there might be an argument for Lance over Trevor Lawrence, and I think it's a fine take. I mean, you're just swinging for upside there. You're not super concerned about the floor. You'd rather have 4.
We're up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are up here. We have 25 seconds. I mean, we are looking at. It's a little bleak, guys.
Who are we looking at? I can't see on the screen.
Gibson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Swift, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, Dobbins, Michael Thomas.
I'd go Metcalf Gibson.
Metcalf, I like a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so I have Metcalf in the queue. He's going to be our pick here. And then we have 30 seconds.
It might auto draft us if you let it time out. I'm not sure it works like.
Oh yeah, you're right. I just turned it off though. It did just grab us Gibson and Metcalf because of that. So luckily we got who we wanted. Right, guys, we're in early draft season 4.
Yeah. Did Pat take his headphones out for that?
Yeah.
Those are the picks Pat wanted. I feel like his headphones came off.
Yeah, I agree here with Matthew. Surprised to see Najee and Aaron Jones before Chubb. Well, at least Najee ahead of Chubb. I don't know if I can do that. We are definitely set up.
What do you think about Pitts here? Well, let me just finish the.
Yeah. Get back to that take.
Yeah, so I mean, he was just making the point that if Lawrence gives you like a lot of years of good quarterback production, it doesn't really help you that much in dynasty. And what you're really looking for in one quarterback dynasty is just pure upside. And it's so easy to replace guys. Like, he's right about that. I had Andrew Luck in a league. I patched it together with Drew Brees. And now that same team, I got Justin Herbert for free. And I got a late second round pick that ended up being Justin Fields. So I've got Herbert and Fields now. I've spent basically nothing for them. And I'm the team that lost Andrew Luck. So you would think that would put me in a hole. It didn't really. I came in second in 2019. I won the league in last year. Like, it's just, you just don't need quarterbacks. So you're just swinging for upside.
It's
so
a good
I kind of like it.
I have a dynasty league. I had the 109. It's single QB best ball. I had to go QB because you want depth at best ball, obviously. And my QB situation has been bleak. Last year, I got all the way to the championship and literally only had Stafford for like the last 5 weeks as my only QB, because like Fitzpatrick was another QB, and I think like Dwayne Haskins was a really, really gross QB roster. And Stafford got hurt in week 16 right away, and I got no QB points and just got absolutely bloodbath. So I had to go QB. The top tier through like ETN went 1 through 8. Sharp league where it was clear there was a tier drop. No one was going to let me trade back from 109. And so I had to make a decision on that. And I considered the same thing. I was like, maybe I should take Lance for this reason. Single QB, especially in best ball too. Like, the weekly upside is higher. I ended up taking Lawrence, just sort of like following the ADP a little bit. And like, yeah, he's probably more stable. Floor is probably higher. And I kind of need a long-term QB in this league. But I can totally see the logic for the weekly ceiling, like you're saying.
Yeah, so here too, I feel like obviously the big kind of question here with the FFPC stuff is where our tight end targets and pockets of the draft are going to be. Where do we start to entertain Hawkinson and Andrews at the 4-5 turn here?
Can you pull up the RotoViz tool?
Yeah. Let me. So I had the Chrome tab displays better, but then I have to toggle back and forth from the window, so it's like not quite as ideal. But one sec.
You're trying to hide all your other tabs.
How much better is it? Yeah. If we go browser, we can.
Toggle
back and forth.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
He's trying to hide all his weird crypto tabs.
Yeah,
trust me. No one's staring at crypto tabs these days. Let's see. So let me refresh here. This refreshes randomly. Yeah, so we got coming up. Yeah, the tight ends are obviously up there. We're starting to hit the elite tier of quarterbacks. I mean, that is the curse too of picking at 101. You put yourself in some tough spots as far as assuming, like, say the Russell Wilson pick, is he going to come back to pick to round 6, 7? That ends up being some tough decisions.
But this is just a single league, right? I mean, I don't think we have to. Oh,
this is 100,000 up top.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we probably want Russ if we can get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel I'm not that into reaching for the tight ends.
I'm not either. I kind of want to get some good receivers.
By ADP, they wouldn't be reaches when we got there. The chat actually saying there's no way they make it back, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess Andrews I'd feel fine about here, but I assume Hawkinson and Andrews are gone, and then I don't know.
No, I agree.
After that, we just punt a little bit.
Yeah, and I would like to take maybe 2 quarterbacks, and then we probably go 3 tight ends.
Yeah, definitely. If we punt, that's probably what we're looking at. The I do like getting Russ also with Metcalf because I love Everett as a late round tight end target, and you definitely bump him up on teams with Russ. So that would be something that would be nice.
Yeah, that's great. Where's the board at right now? Who's been going? Oh, Hawkinson went.
Hawkinson goes. Fantasy Mojo.
Moore goes. I saw his ADP there on that other screen was 48. I was hoping we might get DJ Moore.
Yeah,
but
I quietly was hoping for DJ Moore too.
What would Siegel do? Takes him.
Siegel would do that. Is this Sean Siegel?
Yeah. Who? So I know we got Chris G out of the 3-hole here with the Kelsey, Adams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I wonder if he got sniped on Mahomes there.
Belair just said you're not going to get Russ number 2 going to snipe you. So is that Belair fresh picked?
I don't know why number 2 would want Russ on that team.
What entry do we have to get up to where people just stop sniping us for the snipe equity? Like, do we need to do a 10K draft? Like, I'm so sick of people just being like, "You're not
they'll throw like 10K."
Mark, I assure you, Devontae Adams is not there. He went at the end of the second round to 10.
Is there another D Adams that we're not thinking of?
Yeah, that's a good question, Pat. We're probably going to find out this summer with some main event drafts.
Yeah, we might need to be a little bit sneaky about what main event slots we're signing up for.
Well, last year we were like middle school girls who had a secret code. By the time we drafted, let's check in on what we're looking at here. Almost on the clock, 2 picks away. Godwin goes here. So Chris just changed his name to Drafting with Streamers is positive EV. Let the record show, even though I messed up the auto draft thing, we got the players we wanted.
But you were way too confident letting that clock tick down.
I kind of
unaware that we were about to get double auto drafted.
We're on the clock. I was going to try
to sell you guys on a 1 anchor running back, wide receiver heavy build there because getting the 2-3 turn double wide receiver.
What do we want to do here, guys?
Yeah, so Julio is one of the.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Julio's, I think, our best option here at wide receiver.
Why changing teams and everything? Are we that?
You got to speak up if you have another guy here. I'm staring at the board. It's 5 seconds.
Go for it. I didn't know we were 5 seconds. That's fine.
So who? We're obviously in receiver mode here. So who's your next wide receiver, Gretch?
Yeah, it's pretty thin. I mean.
I think we go elite quarterback because there's no wide receivers that I really like.
I don't know if I think there's a chance Russ makes it back. Do you want to go Lockett and see if Russ makes it back?
Well, I think Pat's saying go Allen and.
I'd go Lockett because then we at least have Seattle stacked.
Yeah. Yeah. And if Russ goes, it's fine.
If Russ goes, he goes. We still have Seattle.
Yeah.
I was looking at Lockett and Higgins way down the wide receiver list over some of the other guys. I mean, Bobby Trees never gets the love. He could be good there. Oh, he just went. He went before us. He was on the other list, but he went before us, the RV list.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, Fresh Picks takes Allen. Let's see what Chris does here. Man, that is early. I like Jamar Chase. Pat, even you have to admit that's early for Jamar Chase.
That's early. Yeah, it's very early. And no rookies were going that high last year. I mean, part of the reason I think rookies have been such good picks over the last 4 years is that you never have to pay that kind of price for them.
He went Chase Higgins. He's going to go for Burrow, and that's kind of a fun stack.
I feel like every draft I've been in with Chris, he sets up that Bengals stack. He loves it.
He's done a bunch of Ravens stacks with us.
Yeah. Well, Chris has drafted like probably 100 teams, so he's done every stack. See, even Willis knows Chris's tendencies there. That's just what he does. Harbs, Chris does this every draft. There you go.
I do like that we have guys in the draft with more well-known tendencies than us.
Yeah.
Well, guys, 4 QBs went in 6 picks after us, so now we're tilting a lot of picks to try to get Russ to come back.
I don't think we'll get Russ, but I don't really care. I think a condensed offense like that.
All the people listening are definitely going to believe you and not take Russ.
Nah, I won't freak out.
No, it is. There are the cheap stacks to set up late. Like in our draft that we just did with Leone, like we did just a backdoor. We grabbed Hurts as a one-off. We missed on Devonta Smith and Goddard, and then we just grabbed Rager late.
This is pretty high for Julio, I think. I want to make that case.
At least not by ADP, but maybe.
Yeah, not by ADP. I haven't done a ton of drafts, so a lot of my takes are just kind of ADP independent. But I don't really feel comfortable taking him in my first 4 picks. He's old. Like part of why I'm still pretty optimistic about AJ Brown is that he, not that I'm going to say he's like injury prone just because he got hurt last year, but aging receivers coming off injury plagued seasons are usually not great bets to stay healthy. He's very, very good still. He was still very efficient last year, but I don't know. I kind of feel like, especially with Brown already being there, and like some of the reason that receivers struggle when they change teams is like a quarterback wide receiver connection matters. At least that's how I think about it in my head. And Brown has now worked with Tannehill for a couple of years. I think Brown's going to be significantly better than Julio this year.
I
Would you have
agree with
taken
that.
T. Higgins?
I think I would have taken Higgins over Julio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I kind of wish we took Higgins too.
Well, you guys didn't speak up.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't see Higgins on the Rotoviz tool.
He was not high.
He was I think he was the last name. He was right behind Lockett.
Oh, wow.
I went all the way down to Lockett before you said it, and then I saw Higgins right after, and I was like, those are the two that I like. But yeah, we got.
Higgins is the only guy.
I also
not a terrible pick. I just think broadly Julio's ADP is probably high for me right now.
I agree with Nick too. That sets us up for a Tannehill pick later too.
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like that point. I do wonder if part of this is the room though, right? Because there weren't any wide receivers we really liked after that. I mean, Higgins, but I would rather have Julio than Kupp. I'd rather have him than Deontay Johnson. I'd rather have him than Adam Thielen. I'd rather have him than Kenny Galladay. So I don't know. I wonder if part of it's just people like wide receivers a little bit more than the typical FFPC draft.
I'm not going to tilt and give you the satisfaction, Fantasy Mojo. You and your disgustingly unstacked team. I won't do
naked
it.
Russ, man. Cool.
Naked Russ.
Have fun with that.
In this economy, Mojo, a naked Russ? All right. As long as you get Dwayne Eskridge late, I will absolve you of your sins.
We're going to have to fight him for Gerald Everett.
This is the new thing, right? You can't show your tilt, and then you take the power away from the snipers.
Yeah, you don't though, man. You totally don't. And there's just like silence on the stream. I think we should start getting back to tilting, old school ship chasing.
Yeah. Thoughts on why Woods is way ahead of Kupp? I don't know. On most drafting platforms, they go relatively close to each other. I wouldn't say this is way ahead of him.
It's 3 receivers later.
Yeah, 3 receivers. I think they're pretty close.
I think I'd rather have Kupp though, to your point.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. I think I'd rather have Kupp too.
I have. This is a good point by Belair. I do think Mojo just wanted to tilt us because Herbert, in a vacuum, I prefer Herbert at quarterback, and especially if I have Eckler. I think. Who do you guys have in a vacuum? Herbert versus Russ.
Russ.
Really interesting. That's like the first time I've ever heard anything slightly not overly pro Herbert from you. So
I'm starting to really.
Bears.
I'm getting interested in Seattle. I think the narrative's wrong on Seattle. Schottenheimer's not a good coach. We don't like Schottenheimer. He got fired. That's good. They bring in Waldron from the Rams. Like, yeah, he's probably going to run a little bit more, but he's going to do like creative stuff where people had figured out what Seattle was doing. They're running the same plays over and over. So if they're going to be more creative with Russell Wilson and some good wide receivers, and Eskridge, while he's not like a great wide receiver prospect, can probably do a few things with the ball in his hands and be interesting. I think this could be a really fun offense.
And they didn't do anything at running back. I mean, people love Chris Carson, but like he's still a former, he was a UDFA, right? That like, and yeah, he's been good, but I don't know. He's not been as good as the fantasy community thinks he's been. Like their strength of their offense is still their receivers.
All right, let's
maybe they play a little faster too.
Yeah.
Let's not get caught red-handed here. This is looking like a really gross range of the draft for us here as this refreshes. Going back to the draft board, so we're 2 picks away. Goddard goes, and now Robbie Anderson goes. Come on, Rotoviz.
Maybe go into the draft app so we can see that. So we can see some kind of list.
So,
Javonte.
Oh, Javonte. Well, we don't need a running back.
This is the thing. This is why the Antonio Gibson pick really hurts.
Yeah.
What about Sutton?
I'm okay with Sutton.
I'm okay with Sutton too. Herbert is interesting. I mean,
let's snipe him back, dude.
Yeah, I think taking Herbert is a good countermeasure.
All right, so he takes Gaskin. You guys want to go Herbert? This is such a dumb trade, Mojo. Just take Herbert, and then we should probably take Herbert.
We could take Juju. I mean, I still kind of like Juju. I don't know.
We have 2 picks. We have 2.
Javonte.
We could go Sutton, Juju.
Well, Javonte's. You guys really don't like a third running back? I have
10 seconds. Are we taking Herbert?
Yeah. Herbert's fine with me.
Yeah, take Herbert.
All right, Pat. You can't have your internet go out when we're on the clock. You're gonna have to get this fixed for the season. And so, what are we going? Do we like Sutton here?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I do.
Okay.
Or we could go Javonte. No,
I could go either way with that.
There's so many running backs at every pocket of the draft right now. I hate doing it when we're already playing a little catch up on wide receiver.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna drop off.
I'm glad we got at least one receiver.
Yeah,
because it's internet. I can't even tell my internet's bad. Seems fun to me.
Your internet's so bad you can't tell it's
terrible. That's a good call. I'm glad we got our 4th receiver there. It would have been a bad turn to not get one there.
Yeah. Look at this. You guys, we got opinions. We have Higbee. We have Chark Visca. We have Sutton Juju. We have I like Sutton here, and we have Cobra, who always gives us his raw, unfiltered opinions. Sutton is lame.
He also has Juju is boring just before that.
Yeah, so this is the thing.
Go Sutton Juju, so boring and lame was sort of my thought.
Ben, I'm starting to think that in the 6th and 7th round, all of the exciting best players are already gone.
That might be a thing that happens.
I don't know how it does, but it does seem to happen.
I mean, Javonte would have been exciting.
There is Ben, is there any chance now that Rodgers ends up here? What the latest is that he's going to hold out, that he's not going to show up until 3 or 4 weeks in?
Yeah, they're super digging their heels in, Green Bay. I'm just glad that mine and Leone's bet, I'm pretty sure, was that Rodgers is going to be starting week 1. So I think I'm still in the lead in this bet. But it sounds to me like they're not going to trade him no matter what, which seems so dumb. Especially because he's aging. Like, I know it would suck to have him go do like a Tom Brady thing and like be very successful, but like he's not going to have a lot of years left, and you could get so much for him right now from a team building perspective. Like, just do it.
Do you think if Jordan Love was further along in his progression that they would be more willing to move on for Rodgers, or is Love being so bad that it's just scaring them too much?
I think that has a huge part to play in this. Like, they're looking in the future and they're scared. My read is that they're incredibly scared that Love is going to be terrible this year and Rodgers is going to go Denver and be good, and they're going to just get blasted all year. Like, New England just did this. They just watched New England do this. They got blasted all year while Brady went and won a Super Bowl.
Right. If Jordan Love is Jalen Hurts, I mean, Rodgers is probably long gone, right? I mean,
yeah, I think so.
You back, Pat?
I'm back. Hopefully I'm doing better. I'm hardwired. Shut some apps down.
You're looking good. You're looking cleaner. Your mouth's moving when the sound is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
What apps you shutting down, Pat?
I just had too many tabs open.
Too many tabs.
Too many Chrome tabs.
You're now 3 days down in the new gigs. How's it been going?
It's been going good. I've been listening to a lot of team podcasts. It's kind of fun to get even deeper in the weeds.
You get paid to listen to the Pewter Report now.
Yeah, although I'm not a big Pewter Report fan.
My bad.
Shots
they
fired.
must have bashed Rojo at some point.
They were very anti-Rojo in the 2019 days when in the heat of the Rojo passion. But yeah, I have discovered some really good podcasts. Jordan Rodriguez has been really interesting. She covers the Rams, but she's also been making some good guest appearances. And
she did Josh Norris's.
She did Josh Norris's.
Yeah. She did ours way back in 2016, Pat.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Come on, Pat.
That's
You don't
great.
remember that?
I mean, yeah, I couldn't remember. Sorry, I couldn't remember which beat we talked to for every team in 2016.
Chenault at 801.
And then Jason Avant and another former Eagle had a cool pod as well. Inside the Birds, I think that one was called. That was a great podcast.
All right, anyway. Here's another question. What do you listen? Because I know you're in general like a 1X guy. Are you listening to team pods at 1X?
I'm Pete. I'm 2X.
Oh my God. You went from being an audiophile purist to a 2X grinder.
Pete, am I going to 1X 32 podcasts? Like, come on, man.
You used to shame me for being a 1.5 and 2X guy.
I will go back to 1X for like podcasts that are more kind of just like, just like regular podcasts that I would listen to. But when it's like the beat, the news stuff, I gotta just get it in the brain.
This is Pat now. We actually think Ronald Jones is going to get the lion's share of the carries this year. Gio Bernard is just going to be a figment of Tom Brady's imagination. Keyshawn Vaughn is no longer a factor. I mean, like, I don't, Pat.
Wait, am I listening? Did I record that and then listen back to it on 2X?
Do you just stare at the wall? Like, can you actually do other things? How do you do it?
Yeah, I do other things. If I've got to like, do some stuff around the house, take the dog for a walk. I'm just like blasting news into my brain.
But you're not like reading something on the computer too.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't. I will tune out completely, especially if it's not 1X. Like, because once you're not fully listening, you can't catch it. You can't catch back up at all.
Right. Rewind. 15-second rewind.
Is Fantasy Mojo? Could he be Mr. X here? Adam Thielen, his only. I mean, Fantasy Mojo are the settings different than, or are we in the same league? What are you doing over here, Mojo?
I mean, for it. Hey, if you like drafting running backs and you're in a ship chasing live stream, it's probably pretty nice.
Yeah. Zig when everyone else zags. We got other.
In fairness, he is zigging. We are zagging.
Yeah. Let's see here. See what's on the board.
We lost Visca.
So Dvorak made a good take. Had a good take today that I retweeted, quote tweeted or something, about digging in a little bit to late round, better and best ball type players, and making a really compelling case. I thought that you're looking for guys that can actually get volume as opposed to just like deep threats, and obviously the A dot matters. Like, you want downfield targets in any situation, I think, but. There was a guy that came to mind. I just saw his teammate Will Fuller got drafted. Like, Devontae Parker is really cheap for a guy that back in January when we drafted him, we talked about how last year he had multiple. I think he had 4 games of 12+ targets, 110 yards, something like that. And he's 2 years removed from like a 1,400-yard season. Like, that's the kind of guy that could be their number one and be a really high volume player. Anyway, he's a guy that I kind of have on my radar.
We got to abandon the road of his.
So. We are on the clock here. The wide receivers are really gross.
Can we see him?
Devontae Parker. Wait, where's?
So the other guy I like is Mike Williams to get our Herbert stack here.
Mike Williams.
We have 10 seconds. So
what about Gallup? I would nominate Gallup.
I would do Cooks.
Okay, we're just doing
as well.
Okay. Do you want to go Gallup Cooks? Gallup's already done, but
we could do Hardman as well if we want to get a little. Upset.
I mean, why would we not do Williams? He's our last chance to complete a Herbert.
Go ahead and take. I would take Williams here.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, if we're going way down the ADP, might as well complete the stack there. Man, this is more stressful than I would have liked. I thought we were going to ease into draft season, and I'm already kind of panicking here.
I broke into a Devontae Parker point at the wrong time.
We only go on these extended takes like right before we're about to pick, and then we have like 5 seconds left. Like, let's start. Also, the Rotoviz app has really not been helping us out.
We love you, Rotoviz.
Normally I love you, Rotoviz.
Well, the reason the Rotoviz app isn't working out is because every time I log in, I just see dusty old running backs at the top of the ADP.
Can you click the positions thing?
I can. I'm making a joke, Pat.
Oh, well.
I saw the wide receivers.
Anytime you have to explain the joke, you nailed it.
Hey, good luck with you and Davis and your new bit.
God damn it, Pete. He could have worked with us.
Do you know the best part about that? I was on lulls with Brian when I saw that because I went to do a screen share, and that was the first thing I saw was Davis's tweet right at the top.
That was very frustrating because I knew that you were on walls, and you just like came in quickly, owned us on Twitter, and then went back to live streaming. Did not enjoy it.
Yeah, you can't sneak it by. Yeah, it is jarring. Like I've done probably, I don't know, 40 underdog drafts now. And this is only my second or third FFPC one. It takes some getting used to knowing the pockets of the drafts. I do think ultimately that Antonio Gibson pick, I don't love just based on, we could grab Justin Jefferson there. And then we're set up nicely in these picks, the Michael Gallup, Mike Williams range, where we could get a running back that we still liked.
I completely agree. Yeah. But I wonder, in another setup, do we feel great about that pick? Because the wide receivers got scooped up here in ways they normally don't. Like, you don't normally see a build like 10 and 9, and then some other decently heavy wide receiver teams other than that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also hard to untangle regular ADP versus a ship chasing, leaning draft, which is always going to skew. Yeah.
I want to go back to the Devontae Parker thing because I actually want to hear your guys' take on this because what I was thinking about, I actually started thinking about this on my vacation, like randomly about Devontae Parker. I was seeing, actually, I was streaming, or I was just kind of scrolling through Twitter and seeing a lot of teams, and a lot of people are doing what Team 7 here is doing, stacking Fuller and Waddle, and then getting Tua, and they're like, I got the Miami stack. But like, why can't Devontae Parker just be their number one? Fuller's on a new team. I've always loved Will Fuller, always loved his price, but like he's changed teams. He's suspended week 1, and his quarterback is probably worse than Deshaun Watson, and in all likelihood. I mean, I think we can be optimistic about Miami a little bit, but Fuller is going similar to where he was going last year in a lot of drafts. Waddle, not an amazing producer. I don't have an issue with him, but why is Parker going so much later than both of them?
Well, Fuller's going 2 rounds later than he was last year, and he was
end of draft
huge value.
At the end of draft season. Early last year, yeah, he was a huge value last year. I agree with that. Early, though, he was going in like the 7th and 8th around this time. In a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And then he got talked up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he shouldn't have been. He was like
that's true.
Value, or even higher, really.
That's Clay out of the 7 hole there with the Fuller Waddle.
Nice.
And so if anyone wants to snipe Tua, Clay's your guy to tilt here.
I think the reason not to go Parker, or the reason it's so popular to build without Parker, is that the bet with Tua is that what we saw last year is not who he is, in part because of guys like Parker. And then they're bringing in Fuller and Waddle, and he meshes with that type of receiver in a way that he wasn't meshing with a guy like Parker, and he takes his game to a new level. Now, there's other stuff where it's like, well, he's also another year off the hip injury, and it's second year in the offense, and like maybe he could take a step forward beyond just the type of wide receiver. But I think that's sort of the narrative driving that excitement anyway.
But so the point on Parker that I was trying to make is that he
tripled it up.
He did get a ton of volume at times last year, and then it was actually in 2 of his 3 final healthy games last year. He had 14 targets in 2 of them, 8 catches from 119, 7 from 116. Those were with Tua. 9 targets for 661 and a TD that was with Tua. Like,
that's a good point.
Pretty good with Tua, except for a brief injury, missed 15 and 16.
And I like what Clay did. He came back and he got Parker as well.
That's fun.
Because I remember I saw when Mike Clay's projection, he had both Fuller and Waddle as the top 2 projected target shares on the Dolphins. Is that how you guys would have it as well?
I think I'm going to project Parker for the most targets.
Really?
I think I'd say Fuller, then Parker, then Waddle.
Yeah, I mean, I love Fuller. Right. I'm going to have him right in that range, but he is going to miss a game as well. We know that for sure. It's a minor thing.
All right, let's start huddling here. We're up in 2 picks, so we need to. So Hardman is there if we want him. Oops, that's on wide receiver. Let me click over to everything. We're on the clock. Tannehill is available here.
Let's go, Tanny, and then we're done.
Yep.
Tannehill and then Dunn at that. So we have the stacks there.
And then I would say
some quick.
Sorry,
I like Hardman. I think Hardman's pretty nice.
I like Hardman. Let's just quickly check tight ends, make sure. Why is Adam Troutman's ADP up here?
Oh, what about Ferkser? Just to make sure we get someone decent.
I think we can wait on Ferkser based on ADP.
Okay.
I say this gets us to, we're almost done with wide receiver if we do Hardman here.
Yeah, I'm fine with Hardman, but the only other one I was going to say was some running backs like.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Oh, 4 seconds. We gotta just.
Yeah, just do Hardman.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We got Hardman.
We can help some of these RBs swing back.
This is a pretty flat tier at running back. I guess you could. I did draft Damian Harris in an underdog draft today. What are your Harris takes?
Half point PPR, sure.
Yeah.
I think, he's not going to be, I guess in best ball of any type, he's okay. He's not going to be someone I want in the main event because I think you're kind of at risk of losing work as the season goes on.
Justin says, I'm sleeping on tight end. Ferkser not going to make it. I mean, if someone wants to snipe Ferkser.
Well, we had Tannehill and Julio, I think.
Yeah.
Ferkser made sense.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, I like him in the context of the stack, but Ferkser in a vacuum now is, I mean, the bull case for Ferkser was targets, and then Julio comes and the bull case is shot. Ferkser's not good.
Yeah, this would have became AJ Brown needs to get hurt team pretty quick. Like we need Tannehill, Julio, and Ferkser to be their passing game.
Yeah. Man, how sick is that, Ben, that immediately we draft a team where the bull case is AJ Brown getting hurt?
Sorry, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like all of Ferkser's stuff was inflated last year. They ran a ton of 2 tight end sets. It was like a lot of empty calorie stuff where, I don't know. I'm not a Ferkser dude.
I don't generally agree with this take. I think Ferkser was pretty decent last year. They ran a lot of 2 tight end stuff, but he was the second tight end. So if anything, that I think maybe speaks well of him.
Right. But the whole point of why people were excited about him was because he was going to be potentially the second target guy behind AJ Brown. And that's just no longer the case.
Well, yeah, it's definitely no longer the case. But, there's really, it's still Josh Reynolds and Des Fitzpatrick that he's competing with as the third guy. And this offense might be like a lot better than it would have been with those guys as the second wide receiver. So I don't think that it's like that bad.
Here's just like a comparison from like an ADP standpoint. I actually feel like the style of offenses, the players are similar. Like give me Gerald Everett over over Ferkser every day.
That's totally defensible. Yeah, I don't understand why Gerald Everett's so low. I like him, so I don't have any issues with that.
Yeah, I do feel like you got the Julio, AJ Brown, the DK Metcalf, Lockett. They want to focus on the run game, but they have the potential to play fast and air it out if they want. And I don't know. I think Everett's going to be a monster in the red zone for them.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I would say it's more about like, when you're looking at Gesicki and Tunyon and Henry, like Tunyon, like we don't know who their quarterback's going to be. Like that could be bad. Like Jonnu, Jared Cook, like all those guys are basically the same as Ferkser to me. And if the case is that they're also the same as Everett, like I agree. I think they're all kind of in the same tier.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're definitely in running back and tight end mode now.
Yeah, we're done at wide receiver, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Hardman is a pretty sweet last wide receiver pick, though.
Yeah.
Yep. I trust you guys on the structural stuff. I don't even know the freaking rounds of these things, but
it's 18. It's same as underdog.
So we're going to take 3 tight ends and 4 more running backs and get to 6.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
We could go with another wide receiver at the very end if we want.
Yeah, I
would say like
I like
what?
the 6 though.
Like a Josh Palmer flyer for Herbert or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of thing.
We'd also have
because we already took Mike Williams, and also he's terrible at football.
No, but Mike Williams would play alongside Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer would be playing instead of Guyton.
No. Okay.
We also have the Tennessee wide receivers too.
Ben's still pretty grumpy about the
I don't like Josh Palmer. He's not going to be good. We're talking up a player from a bad class that went in the 3rd round. I don't like it.
It's not that bad a class.
The it's crazy. Like on Underdog, Adam Troutman's ADP is like nowhere to be found, and he is a 12th round pick here.
Yeah, I'm not really that into him.
Yeah, another guy that doesn't seem to be that good of a football player.
I think we probably need to try to find some tight end values, though.
I mean, we definitely need to draft tight ends, and maybe we will get Ferkser. Jarwin, I think, is definitely in play. Everett makes a ton of sense with our Seattle concentration.
Komet's totally good. Gone. Yeah,
I like Hooper too.
Yeah, Hooper's gonna play a lot. There's no doubt about that.
Everyone wants us to draft Parham.
No, we're not taking Parham.
Keep scrolling down. We got to find the next Logan Thomas in this draft.
How about Pat Philhelm?
Oh, Tim Tebow.
I also like Mo Alley Cox.
So my pick for
like
the next
him too.
Logan Thomas is Jacob Hollister. He signed a pretty mildly decent deal with the Bills.
What about
sweet?
Zach Ertz headed there? It feels like Zach Ertz is headed there.
If he's headed there, then obviously it's not going to be Jacob Hollister. But also Dawson Knox has not really ever lived up to anything.
Also Zach Ertz is like totally viable to me. He's going to play somewhere. He's going to play football this season. That's
a good point. Hollister did not sign that great of a deal, but 1.1 mil. I mean, whatever.
Look at these teams, man. We say this is a ship chasing draft, and then Bullseye here takes his 3rd tight end, Gerald Everett, with only 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you know who I'm thinking of that signed a bigger deal than I realized when I was trying to research tight ends for tight end premium league, a deep one. Nick Vannett with the Saints. You guys are just bashing on Adam Troutman. He's been more of a blocking tight end, but he's had a couple decent receiving seasons, and they gave him a 3-year, $8 million deal. Like, what has Nick Vannett done to earn that? That was sort of the thesis with Logan Thomas last year, was he hadn't really earned the deal that Washington gave him and kind of foretold that they were going to use him. I think Vannett might play a little bit.
I love it. He's probably going to get sniped from us now. That's the energy of this room.
I mean, Vannett is a last round pick that we could get if we need it.
Obviously.
So I Singletary here stands out as a running back.
Yeah, let's grab him.
100%.
I'm going to put him in the queue and make sure we don't get auto drafted.
And then
let's check.
We don't need wide
here.
receivers yet.
Jarwin. We do have Gallup.
I mean, what about Ertz, man, or Hooper?
I
like both of those over Jarwin. Jarwin to me and Schultz, it's too unclear.
We just don't know. Make sure you pick them, or we're going to get all.
I did. I'm pro Hooper if those are our options.
Okay,
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. So why are you talking? Because I get it coming off the injury. The quotes I've read is it seems like Jarwin's going to be good to go. So why are you out on Jarwin here?
Well, Schultz had a really good year last year, so it's not really being it's not really being out on him as much as like they might have 2 tight ends. You know, he had 89 targets, 615 yards. Like it's a good tight end season.
Yeah.
And Jarwin hadn't really shown much to date. He was like essentially a breakout candidate in a good offense, and then Schultz had a good season, and now Jarwin's coming off the injury, and I'm sure they don't want to say like Jarwin's a backup now after he tore his knee up. Like, I think it'll probably be a little Houston-esque with the Fells-Aikens situation. We're probably not going to love either.
That's a great comp. And then you have receiver production like crazy, and if they're sort of splitting a little bit further down the totem pole, it's tough. And it's similar to Houston, where you already had Hopkins and Fuller dominating, and then you have the 2 tight ends kind of splitting. They're going to have some good games because it's a good passing offense, but that 89 targets I just mentioned that Schultz had last year, that's more than Jarwin has in his career. 615 yards. Jarwin has 680 career yards, 684, like on 78 career targets. Like he is not really established yet at all in any kind of way.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Let's
get on Clay here. Get into in the 13th, and he waited. He didn't reach on that, which would have really sucked with a triple stack to not get him. So
yeah,
nice of them.
That's really nice too. Yeah. I mean, and he's going the opposite. He got the Mark Andrews, Logan Thomas. He's going to go 3 QBs, most likely.
Yep. Well, maybe not with Lamar. I don't think he needs to.
Oh, sorry. I missed Lamar there. No, yeah, he's good. He's good there too.
Oh,
and he's
Belair's got our later pick.
Yeah. let's talk Parham, because people wanted us to take Parham. It obviously makes sense with our Herbert investment. I mean, most of the Parham stuff is just driven by Levitan and XFL love, which I get. But man, like, how many snaps is he going to see with Jared Cook there?
I don't think a ton. I mean, but I said I didn't want to take him as that was because where we were in the draft.
Oh yeah, of course.
If we're taking him late, I think it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I don't like taking him late. I don't think he plays quite a bit. And I freaking loved him in X. I was really into XFL. I was doing content every week for CBS, like multiple pieces of content. And Parham was legit. I watched every XFL game live, and Parham was like the best player in that league. Like,
oh,
he was awesome.
He absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see him play a lot, but it's the NFL thing where like draft capital matters. You know, where you get acquired from matters. XFL guys, none of them around the league have really gotten legit shots. Some of these guys I think can play, but they're not going to get the type of leash that other players get. He got a few end zone shots last year. They tried to use his size a little bit, and he made some plays, but they went and got Cook. Like they thought tight end was a weakness on their roster. I don't know. It's frustrating, but he's probably not going to get enough snaps.
I have a tight end I want at this turn.
All right, good.
Yeah,
because that's our need.
That is our need. It's going to be someone terrible though.
It's
not. Pat Philhellmuth? Is it Pat Philhellmuth?
It's someone I already said, and Pat said I like that guy too. So
yeah, I'm down with that.
Pat Philhellmuth, though.
We could just double up tight end at this next turn.
We could. We should just check in on running back. There's definitely some options.
There's a guy
here.
I like at running back as well.
There's a few here.
Yeah.
It's a guy I really, really like, actually.
If you're a zero RB guy and you can't look at the board here in the 15th round and not like love a few guys,
a little bit of a half jump, just a little bit of a half jump,
you're gonna have a long summer.
I'm very excited about that running back board.
There's so much. I mean, how
this
are
running
these guys
back board is
falling?
loaded.
Penny does go. He was on my radar.
Yeah.
We are almost up here.
Come on, man.
Wow, Gio sniped once. Of course he was going to do that. We are going to let
top running back pick though, I would say, even though I love him.
Yeah.
My top guy is still there.
Okay, I'm curious to hear yours. I'm not taking anything for granted. You're going to have to pick fresh picks. I'm not saying shit until you pick. All right, he takes Zach Ertz. I want Mo Alley Cox.
I want Ramondre Stevenson, and I'm totally fine with Mo Alley Cox.
Oh, I wanted Tevin Coleman over. I thought you were going to say Tevin because you were on him, but you want Ramondre here?
I want Ramondre. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's early for him.
I'll let you guys have time. I'm going to do Mo Alley Cox first. You guys talk this out.
I just think you're going for, the guy his role's gonna grow down the stretch when we have two running backs with the first three picks. We want a dude who's gonna emerge. I think Coleman's gonna kind of go the other way.
That's a good take.
Okay, Ramondre's the pick.
I'd still take Coleman, but yeah, he's the pick.
I'm asking you.
It was a good take. It was a good take. He sold me.
Okay.
Coleman could be the wire-to-wire starter. Ramondre was.
I don't think he'll be a wire-to-wire.
You've been really high on him.
He's a fourth-round pick.
Okay. But Silva was very low.
No.
Siegel was very low on him. There's some people that are questioning Ramondre Stevenson. They have a lot of backs. Like, he might not even play very much.
I think Michelle gets cut. And I don't know. Who are these other backs? It's Harris and James White.
And White. Yeah. So he's like.
Guys,
Belichick doesn't like rookies. Like, he fumbles once, dude. He could be fourth on their team.
Yeah, but if Harris fumbles, he could get benched.
That's true.
It's chaos. You're betting on chaos, which Belichick creates.
We have.
I don't think it's a terrible take. I just don't like it. I think I like it a couple rounds later, basically.
But I mean,
it's
a
Forsaken.
Yeah.
Crack rock, guys. I mean, this is the least purple we have ever invested in a draft.
Crack rock.
He's so sad with us here,
and rightfully so. We should
we need to get him back on the stream.
We should have cranked more purple earlier at some point.
Yeah, we had a couple chances to crank purple. We probably should have cranked purple instead of Hardman. Right? There were a few tight ends at that pocket, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
that would have been good. Ferkser, we talked a little bit about there. I didn't love the Gallup pick, but we didn't really have other options at tight end necessarily there.
Yeah, what could we have done instead of Gallup?
I was saying Cooks, I guess. There,
Cooks, yeah, Cooks
not a
would've
tight
been-
end.
Really? I prefer Gallup over Cooks.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Did you
I
see
don't
the
know.
quotes
The
about?
offense can be
I
so
preferred
gross.
him before the quotes today, but did you see the quotes?
no, I
No.
missed the quotes.
Yeah, they were saying he's like one of the most improved players and has been ripping it up at camp and all this stuff.
All right, there we go. Wheels up.
Yeah,
Yeah, and way better offense. Obviously, I'm kind of doing I don't like being in a position where I'm preferring the old guy who gets targets. I feel like Leone, like Brandon Cooks. He's old and he gets targets. He's the number one receiver. I want to draft him. Like,
yeah.
And you were touting Devontae Parker, man.
God.
What's happening?
I'm doing a Leone draft right now.
You have one vacation with your family and you come back old.
You went full dad mode on us.
I really did. Came back a boomer.
So let's see here. Construction wise, we're definitely one more tight end.
But dude, I navigated the ride line so well. Let me just tell you how
Oh
well I
my
navigated the ride
Oh
line.
my god.
Yeah, dude.
I planned this out. My family had a great time.
I know this is a bit, but you also do just want to tell us how you smashed the Rhine line.
It's a bit, but it's true. This actually happened. Let's be very clear.
Hey, the chat trying to redo our draft. No, we are the ones who sauce you. You don't sauce us. We sauce you.
Do not sauce us.
Do not sauce us. We can sauce
Double
some
rookie
teams.
here out of the 9 hole. You see this? Justin Fields, Zach Wilson.
Ooh, okay. All right. Ben, is it true? Do you have a protractor right off the screen?
No.
No.
Well, Leone didn't either.
Oh
for the
my
record.
god, I actually have things. Like I have this weird Scotch tape thing.
Let's see this, Ben.
have
Let's
some-
get an office tour.
I definitely have some scissors.
Leone, just tell us.
There's
Tell
some
us
weird
tools with the wrong
Velcro
name.
straps. Like, what are these? I don't know why these are in here. They're Velcro straps.
Oh, I
Those
have
are
some
flyers.
of those. Yeah.
There's a lot going on in here. Oh,
Wait.
yeah. I mean, got a little Seahawks.
Seahawks branded tape measure.
Does it
Dude,
go
when-
out to 12 feet?
I got that as a gift at some event. Oh,
Win ship
there's-
chasing tape measures.
Ooh. We
The
got to
ultimate
tell public
merch.
about that.
I've never been more tilted than being this much like Leone right now.
It's true, man. You guys, the odd couple, you guys hang around enough and you turn into each other. Leone, I think he's going to join us maybe next week. He was hanging out with Dink tonight.
Yeah.
Couple of old pals hanging out in the flesh. Probably first time they've seen each other since COVID.
I would imagine. I was going to try to talk you guys into Christopher Herndon here. So
That would
have been nice, but instead,
I mean, what is it? Is it a real season if you don't waste a few late round picks on a few of your teams on Chris Herndon? I mean, like
No.
I'm ready to do it again.
sometimes you need to sauce yourself before you can walk. I don't know.
that, like the old saying goes.
you gotta sauce and crawl before you can walk.
So how are you feeling about this this structure? Because we're so weak at tight end. I think there's a argument for going
For
4
4?
tight end and 5 running back.
I agree with that.
I'm in.
I'm curious what the historical win rates are for 4 tight end teams. There actually probably is data on that, knowing FFPC drafters with the tight end preview.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Well, and, I mean, I think that would be questionable to look at because it'd be a small sample, but also you'd want to look at it where your first tight end's not taken until round 13 or
Right.
after round 10 or whatever, because
Exactly.
we're not just overloading tight end. We're actually most of the win rate data shows that where you go heavy early, you should go light late, and where you go light early, you should go heavy late. And we went so light tight end early, we should probably go heavy.
Oh,
late.
Tim Tebow, dude. We could grab him.
God,
Yeah.
honestly, we probably are gonna have to take Parham.
Are we on the clock?
Almost.
Wait, who was
running-
there at tight end? Go
Running
back.
backs, there's a couple guys I don't mind at all for sure. Tight end is absolutely disgusting. One of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. It's Pat Philhelmuth, Dan Arnold, Tim Tebow, Uzma. You had the Hollister take. I don't mind Parham in this context. I mean, it's gross.
I kind of like Dan Arnold, Uzma, and
I like Hollister, and I would totally go Parham at this point.
Yeah,
Jordan Akins. Someone's got to throw to the Houston. Who's going to catch passes in Houston?
Okay, we are on the clock here.
I would take Jordan Akins.
Is there? Oh shit, we're on the clock.
Pick.
Hang on. I'm drafting Donald Parham.
We don't on Autodrafts. Who do we get the second pick?
I think I turned it off. So we got
we got Hubbard.
No,
we got Chuba.
I'm shutting down the stream.
You didn't shut down the stream. We're still on the stream, dude.
Handcuff Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, you blew it, Pete. You blew it. All right, so
who's
we can still salvage this. We can't take another running back now that we're robust Carolina. So I assume we need to go.
That was comparable to the Zach Moss, Jalen Reagor one that I referenced earlier. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
we're just chatting away. He didn't know we were on the clock. He took Hubbard and he bounced. He kicked himself off the street. Oh man. Well played. Very well played. It just became a drinking night.
All right, I'm gonna grab some sake.
Fantasy football is supposed to be fun, Ben.
Chris G, yeah. He wrote plus EV about 6 times in a row. I think he's correct. We got a good handcuff on Christian McCaffrey. If our 1-on-1 goes down, we'll be set.
Wait, wasn't someone in the ship chasing Discord earlier was posting handcuff data and you responded to him, right? And the data, it wasn't too damning for handcuffs, right?
It was all teams who picked 2 running backs from the same team. And mine and Pat's thesis was guys like Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines who have more defined roles and are going to be productive in different game scripts. Jones and Rojo and Fournette were both good last year, and that was somewhat game script dependent. Those types of situations are good. The handcuff situation's probably a subset of that group that's got to be bad.
Yeah. And I think taking guys I think you can go Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson, not in best ball as much, but in managed leagues, you just go Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson, and you're like, there's going to be an RB2 here that probably has decent value, and I'll have him.
See, I mean, the way I've kind of seen it, I've been reading the beat reports, and I think they're going to use Chuba Hubbard on early downs. Christian McCaffrey's going to be the pass catching back. And I think it's going to be like a fire and ice, little thunder and lightning kind of situation. And I don't mind it. I think there's value.
Please don't post this draft board. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I'm going to get fired from NBC for this draft.
I love that there's 4 auto picks around it. There's a lot of asterisks.
Crack Rock, hunting tight end is like the 4th thing we need to drink for at this point. I mean, that's like the least of our worries. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, Mike Davis and CMC worked out last year. That's true, Henry, but your team sucked because you lost CMC. I mean, it didn't suck, but like...
Hey, let Henry justify why what we just did was brilliant, okay?
Yeah, Henry knows what he's talking about.
You prefer McCaffrey to be healthy.
Yes. Also, this reminds me here from Belair. Can't wait for main event live drafts. In the next couple days, very soon, we're gonna send a survey out in the Ship Chasing Discord for VIPs. We want to ask you guys about some main event co-managing stuff. Ask you guys about Vegas interests. So we will circulate that survey here soon. So keep an eye out for that. We got to get
and if
our
you're not in the Discord,
plan.
Join the Discord.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Look, it costs money. Yes, it's $4.99 a month, but it is going to be a good summer. We're going to be doing lots of drafts with you guys. We have lots of things up our sleeve here for the summer. So I think you guys will not be disappointed. Should I do one of those money back guarantees? If you sign up for the Discord and you do $4.99 a month and you don't have a good time and you want to eject after 1 month, I will PayPal you your $5 back. There you go.
Also, Pete spends an hour every single day in the Discord personally answering all the questions that you have about your teams every single day.
Pete is in there a lot, and I've been trying to be in there more. So Pete will not be answering your team questions.
We will sauce your rosters. Do you know what we should do? I should get an emoji for every like sauce rating, and then I could give your team a rating.
I was trying to spin back the stealing signals over promises that you've been doing all offseason, and you just rolled with it. You're like, yeah, I'll be in there every day.
All right. So what do we? I mean, we're drafting a fourth tight end. Is that what we're doing?
I don't care.
I think so. I mean,
Dan Arnold, don't hate it. I mean, we're clearly invested in the Panthers.
Arnold Aikens there would have been a sweet turn. Instead, we got.
What about
Hubbard,
Jack Doyle, man?
Barman.
What about Jack Doyle? Robust Colts tight end. Someone on the Colts. Seriously though, some Colts tight end will have value.
All right. We just want to just go all handcuffs here.
Why?
It's not a handcuff. You're just taking 2 stabs at the same. You're increasing your correlation.
But I don't know.
You're getting less things right. You're saying the Colts tight end will have value this year, and you're taking 2 stabs at that.
Pat, if you can't do it or make a case for someone else, who else do you want, Gretch?
I Doyle's fun, especially because whoever else we had, Arnold just went.
Yeah,
make sure you actually take him.
It's a fair point. Check buys though, like. All our tight ends gonna have week 14. I thought Parham doesn't Parham have. We have
a 13, a 14, and a 7.
13's the other one we saw. Okay.
I don't mind that call, Pat. We can do that.
Yeah, Carson Wentz loves his tight ends.
Yeah, he loves his tight ends. So it's like value there.
There you go. All right, guys. I think it's time we maybe look at some of these teams. Maybe saw some fools.
If we
Sure, you think you want Ship Chasing to review your team.
How much sauce would you like on your team review?
Oh, I love this.
You asked for the sauce.
He wants it extra saucy.
You think you want it spicy.
He wants 13.
Oh, boy.
But then you realize you can't handle the heat.
Fuck this guy. Do we have to review his team?
Hey.
Why did you take Moel and Cox? What are you doing?
So fucking cute with his 0 RB. Evan, you will speak when you are spoken to. Fuck off for his awful team.
Ship Chasing team reviews are getting spicy this summer. Come get the sauce.
2. He wanted a 2.
When I made that video,
wait, time out. No, I'm talking first. I leave for 1 week. You guys make a whole promo with fucking Leone? Are you kidding me? Fuck.
Ben, we sauced fools last week, Ben. You would have been here.
Video with fucking Leone as the third guy.
Ben, I will make one for you this week of you arguing for.
Ben can't handle the sauce.
Ben can't handle the sauce.
I cannot.
Oh my goodness. Let's sauce ourselves first because we deserve it. Let's give a fucking 11 sauce rating. The Antonio Gibson pick was a structural disaster. The Julio Jones pick, we panicked because we weren't on the same page.
This whole draft fucking sucks.
It was awful.
Next, so my computer is a disaster. My internet's been cutting out. I don't have my usual setup. I couldn't be kind of a behind-the-scenes co-pilot on this draft. I'm using one monitor. We had no idea what we were doing before any of our picks. We only had interesting conversations right before the clock started. The whole thing was a disaster.
It was spring training for sure.
I mean, we were perfectly set up. We would have gotten Russell Wilson, but Fantasy Mojo decided he liked Russell Wilson so much more than Justin Herbert, even though he had Austin Eckler. That sent us down a whole different.
Mojo doesn't even need to ask for the sauce.
I mean, our last 5 picks, 4 of them might not play. Like, let's be clear. Like, Parham, Stevenson, and Hubbard might not even play. And one of the Colts tight ends, I mean, they're both going to play probably, but one of them's going to not be used.
I actually love the Colts tight end double.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I'm very happy
I don't mind that. I mean, the Chuba timeout is absolutely
Stevenson,
egregious.
Hubbard, Parham might get us, like, legit zeros for a lot of them.
Yeah.
My take on this team is it is very much live in this individual 12-man league, but doesn't have much chance in the large field stuff.
Usable weeks at the back of this draft. Usable weeks are not going to be high. That's what.
Yeah, I agree with that take, Pete. Like,
But
it's hard for me to see like where the league-winning upside's coming from here.
Yeah, but I mean,
I agree with that, except the part where you said we're going to win the 12-man league, because that's not going to happen either.
Well, he said we're live. I think we're live.
Yeah.
This is like a middle of the road team in a 12-man. I will cross book us against about 4 or 5 other teams in this league.
Obviously, because it's us, we're better than half of these teams, but like it's not a good team for what we are capable of.
Who else who wanted some sauce now that we gave our fucking roasted our shit team here? Someone wanted it. I think my guy Clay wanted it. Let's see here. So Clay out of the 7 hole. He goes Akers, Jones.
What's the sauce rating?
Let's see.
He's got to give us how much sauce he wants.
Give us the sauce. He said it earlier. I forget what he said.
God, this is
Pete. I don't know whether it'd be nice or mean. I gotta know.
This is a great fucking. I left for 1 fucking week, and you guys came up with this whole thing. I didn't watch the show.
Gretch, you're in on the bit. We are now going to sauce people.
I understand, but I want to watch the show. Like, I'm excited to watch last week's stuff.
You guys got to tell me what your team name is, Eric. I don't know what your team name is. I know Chris because Chris is out of the 3 hole. So let's do Chris first.
Chris
here.
gets 10.
They're all gluttons for punishment here. Hit me at 10.
All right,
extra hot sauce.
Chris, like you're just too fucking cute with this stuff with Jamar Chase. Like you're smarter than this. You're trying to set up the Bengals stack, but you gotta let it come to you. This is way too early to take Jamar Chase
and Burrow.
Yeah, and Burrow. Yeah, the thing about the Bengals stack that sucks is that, especially when you go triple stack, you're really counting on Burrow to come through in a way that I don't know if he's going to do coming off the ACL without the lack of rushing upside. So you blew it, and then you get. What's this Davis Beasley stack without Josh Allen?
Those are what's that about? 2 receivers after round 7. They both played for the Bills. What the?
You blew it, Chris.
No, and Chris got so self-satisfied in sniping us on Gio Bernard because he knew we wanted him that he forgot to continue taking wide receivers here. I mean, then he takes
no rushing upside at your quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold.
You have 3. You have 3 Bengals receivers, 2 bad Bills receivers, and 2 other receivers on your whole roster. Good job.
I also think, and this is serious, I think you kind of middled it at running back where you didn't get an elite running back, and then you kind of played the rest of the draft like you did.
You mean the hyper fragile Rojo strategy?
Yeah, like if you're doing the hyper Rojo strategy, you actually need to get 2 guys up top, and then you can. All these picks make sense if you had 2 running backs up top, or if you had like Alvin Kamara up top. But I actually don't think this roster makes a ton of sense for the running back construction.
You guys
Gio and White make sense in this build, don't they?
Yeah, I think.
I think they make sense, but don't you think it's sort of missing like a running back pick?
Pollard and Dillon. Yeah, I agree with your point completely on those 2.
Let's see. You guys, this is what you need to do. If you want to get sauce, you need to say your team name and your sauce rating in a single chat message. Guys, I can't be scrolling back and trying to piece all of this together. Team name, sauce rating. Clay says, let's get spicy. And I know his team name is 7. So let's get spicy here. Akers, Jones, Allen Robinson. First of all, I think the 3 Dolphins wide receivers, it's too much. Like Tua isn't going to be able to support 3.
We loved it when it happened.
No, Pat was being nice. You can't take 3 of them.
Yeah, in all seriousness, I think it might be okay given the prices because you're not
We're
spending
talking
a ton.
about structure here, Pat.
Yeah, but the more I think about it, you blew it, Clay.
Yeah, and also you took DJ Chark. I'm pretty sure before Laviska.
Wait,
yeah, you did.
Son,
terrible.
Clay, you took Darrell Henderson with Cam Akers in the 11th. Like, what are you? Are you hosting a fucking stream and drafting handcuffs as a bit? What are you doing? You can't be
That
doing
is
this, Clay.
actually not great.
Clay,
not great.
That's a no-no. Okay, can't be taking Darrell Henderson in the 11th round.
And you had a nice structure. Like this is the hyper Rojo structure. This is you go 2 up top, and then you wait it out. You wait out the dead zone. It was perfect.
Yeah,
and
just keep hammering that because the rest of the draft is actually pretty good. So keep hammering that one point.
And then, so Clay has this just affinity for Daz Newsome, dude. Just stop. You gotta stop drafting Daz Newsome, Clay. Stop trying to make Daz happen. All right, who wants to get spiced?
I think Daz could be a good pick.
Okay, I like it. Some people understand what they're capable of handling. FFPC Boomer is at the fort. He's a mild guy. Okay. Let's do this. He goes for the bell cow back, hammers wide receivers. I don't think I would draft a second QB that early after drafting Kyler in round 5.
I wouldn't either, but what I do like is that he got Hopkins early, and then he gets Christian Kirk in the 16th for that double stack. Leone's written about how stacks are most effective with 2 wide receivers. That's a pretty nice double. We've all liked Kirk over the years. He hasn't quite ever done anything, but I don't know. I think that's a pretty
That's a little. You're getting on the. You're getting on the sweet side. Like he wanted mild, spicy. You're cooking up some.
Well, that was a nice little compliment after he talked about the quarterbacks.
And I do agree.
Kadarius Toney sucks. Let me add a little spice. Kadarius Toney sucks.
Kadarius Toney
he took Kadarius Toney? Yeah. Never mind. This is a bad team.
You drafted Kadarius Toney? I love Christian Kirk in the 16th though to go with Kyler. I think that's super nice.
Yeah.
I would say, what else do we got going on here? I would say if you draft Goddard and Tunyon there in the 10th, I don't know.
Rager, Hurts is fun though, man.
It is fun, and this is why it's a 4. It's fun.
That is fun. That's fun. I don't love the tight ends after that. Tunyon and Smith, I think, are 2 of the kind of biggest avoids. Guys who had good years last year, but it does not set up for them this year.
Philip, I will get to you, but man, I need your team name. I can give you the 10, but I need your team name. Eric here wants the what would Siegel do, and he wants it Thai spicy.
He said bullseye. That the guy.
Oh, so his name is Bullseye. All right, well, let's do Eric here first. Thai spicy. I need a number. What is Thai spicy? Is that like 8?
Thai spicy's like melt your face off.
I think he's going for as hot as he can pick.
You want us to melt his face off right now? All right, from the 10 hole.
Do not ask for Thai spicy.
What would Siegel do? What would Siegel do? I don't think Siegel's taking George Kittle at 10. I think he's taking Tyreek Hill there.
Well, Siegel's not taking Joe Mixon on the wrap. That's
Siegel is not taking Joe Mixon.
Oh, we're doing Joe Mixon again? We're doing him again this year? Like, come on.
And I'll also tell you what.
Ahead of Stephon Diggs? That's not what Siegel would do.
Siegel's breaking all ties in favor of the second year breakouts, right? Like he's not taking Amari Cooper. He's taking DJ Moore later, right? Like he's not
taking Odell Beckham. He's not taking Marquise Brown, the 4th receiver on the Ravens.
Johnson.
No. These running backs, like Sean is going way younger at running back.
God, you need an AARP membership for this roster. You realize Kenyon Drake's 29 and he's like the youngest guy you took after Joe. And Joe Mixon's like 27. They're all old as hell.
Yeah. Quarterback.
Mixon's not 27, but he's old.
I mean, the AARP.
He runs like it.
This entire lineup is AARP. Like what is this? Ryan Fitzpatrick, Baker Mayfield, and Roethlisberger? I mean,
Dawson Knox literally saw a hand-eye coordination specialist this offseason. That is not a bit. He can't catch. And Hollister's there, and they're going to trade for Zach Ertz, or they're probably going to get him after he's cut. So
Deshaun Jackson
had to be a bit. Wait, timeout. An NFL tight end saw a hand-eye coordination.
Saw hand-eye coordination specialist, and they were like throwing different things for him to catch, and he was like, "I can."
That's your tight end too. We cranked it purple bad. Like, come on.
All right, let's go to Bullseye here. He wanted it at 10. Just way too many fucking running backs. If you're gonna take Taylor and Nick Chubb, do not no one should ever take David Montgomery like in the 4th round ever. Much less after you take 2 running backs. Just don't do it. Draft a
The
wide
only way you
receiver
win
there.
the $100,000 is if Taylor is an absolute baller and Chubb is the most efficient running back on the ground again. Like that. So then you don't need the score. You just need points after that. You don't need to worry about filling another running back spot. You need the guys who's going to score the most points. And there's a lot of receivers after Montgomery that you could have taken that will score more points than Montgomery. So structurally, it doesn't make sense.
Pretty sure that the win rate on teams that take 2 receivers before round 13 is 0.001-ish.
Yeah. I know it was
How was your wide receiver 3 in round 13?
I know it's fun to snipe us on Gerald Everett, but yeah, I mean, you just got to be drafting more wide receivers there. And getting Damian Harris in the 11th, that's a nice pick, but it proves why you don't take David Montgomery in the 4th. What is the difference between David Montgomery and Damian Harris? Someone tell me the fucking difference. Other than 8 rounds of ADP.
Also, if you take David Montgomery and you already made that mistake, then take Rondell Moore in the 11th. Take Corey Davis in the 11th. Take a receiver. Your team is bleeding.
Yeah, because this is basically a hyper fragile build, but then you didn't stop and you didn't take Damian. And then, you should have taken a wide receiver instead of Damian Harris and just called it at 4. I don't really see any actual executed hyper fragile drafts. It's interesting because Underdog, you're seeing so many hyper fragile drafts, and here no one stopped.
No one stopped. They can't. I guess Beckett out of the 9 hole, somewhat. Barkley, Swift, Davis.
That counts. Yeah, Beckett.
And that is the thing. I think people get stuck in their heads on like the hyperfragile or whatever, that concept of detours. And I kind of like how Beckett here, take the detour to get Diggs. Take the detour to get Mike Evans in the 4th. Like you can still pull off that structural strategy, even if you're not doing it in consecutive rounds.
Yep, exactly.
Love that.
Let's see here. Was there someone else who wanted a ranking? I saw someone in here.
Team 8.
I think Bullseye got a tie spicy. Sorry.
Team
Bullseye might have been asked for American Spice. So we gave
okay, here's Siebes at 12. He wants a habanero. What?
Kyle Pitts, done. Pick 13.
Kyle Pitts.
Just go. Thanks for your donation, buddy.
Dude, this guy Siebes here read one quote with Arthur Smith saying that he's like his new car that he's test driving out here in all these different positions, and then took him at 2-1. Get out of here, Siebes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, Kenny Golladay and Trey Sermon are 2 of my least favorite picks in those ranges in the entire draft. So congrats on those as well. And Adam Trotman. Yeah,
but dude, I'm starting to talk myself into Kenny Golladay, Gretch. I got to tell you, but this is early for him. I like him more in that Sutton 6-7 turn range.
But then you go and you draft Laviska Shenault and totally
the one good pick.
Hey,
he also got Rashad Bateman, man.
Rashad Bateman, you know how to win us back over, except when you just don't draft off of the ADP and take Adam fucking Troutman. I mean, come on. Take anyone over Adam Troutman. I mean, you cannot take Adam Troutman over Austin Hooper. That's egregious.
I agree. Yeah, and he took him over Ferkser. He took him over Everett. He took him over Kmet. That's bad.
It gets worse, guys. Troutman has the same bye as Pitt.
Well, at least you got Harrison Bryant, dude.
Yeah.
My best part, I know we're doing a good job with these because Fresh Picks wants it with mild sauce. That's right, baby. You can't handle the heat. Okay. Fresh Picks here out of the 2 hole. Had the start. Dalvin Cook, Ridley, Jefferson, Woods. Nice start. He grabs Josh Allen here. I guess
a really good team.
Yeah.
I like that team.
Well, he got who we should have taken in Jefferson.
Yeah.
We regretted not doing that.
I think you just absolutely can't punt tight end in these tight end premium leagues. I don't know how you fucking wait. How you wait until round 12?
He got like every tight end who we mentioned is someone who we might need to take.
Yes, he did pretty well, all things considered.
Elijah Moore. I don't know if you guys saw, but Elijah Moore is tearing up training camps. So
yeah, I even love the Diami, the KJ Hamler picks. Like, this is a fun draft.
I would say this is actually one of my more favorite teams that we've looked
Except Blake Jarwin. What the hell were you thinking? Dalton Schultz is going to play over him. You're an idiot. He's coming off an ACL. This guy has like 68 career targets. What are you thinking?
I do think that the Robert Woods round 4, that's too early. And this is something that I was thinking about doing last year. Pete talked me out of it. This is a time where you take upside at wide receiver. You can find the safety later. Don't take Robert Woods in the 4th round of this. Like you're passing up on a bunch of guys who can.
He got Robert Woods again in the 8th round.
Yeah. He got Jarvis Landry. Exactly.
Congratulations on having 2 of the same player.
Yeah, if you want that exact profile, you can get it so much cheaper. So take a shot on T. Higgins.
Probably got it with Elijah Moore in the 11th. Might have got it with Elijah Moore in the 11th round too.
Yeah.
We'll do one more. Joe, you got to tell me your team. Guys, you got to guys, if you want me to sauce you, you know the rules. Team name and spice rating in the same chat. Help me out.
8 wants mild. He said it a couple times. 8 wants mild.
8 wants mild. All right.
Okay.
We got Najee Harris. We got 3 tight ends in the first 7 rounds. That's a lot of tight ends, but I'm kind of okay with it.
No, you can't. You don't. The whole point of taking Darren Waller is because it frees you up to only draft 2 tight ends in this format, especially if you draft Noah Fant in the 6. You cannot draft Tyler Higbee there. I mean, the whole point is to get yourself a structural advantage with the early tight end, and then you blow it.
Oh, this guy drafted Van Jefferson.
That's where Gretchen's
Hang on,
drawing
he
the
asked for
line.
mild sauce, guys. So here's what I'll say. Gus Edwards is a pretty good pick. I like him a lot. I think in the 10th round, pretty good value. And in best ball, especially because he's going to score a lot of touchdowns. He's going to be an efficient rusher. He's going to be hard to predict, but pretty nice pick there. Jamal Williams, kind of the same deal. You're not going to know when to play him. Nice little best ball pick. Nyheim Hines also. I kind of like the running backs on this team. Javian Hawkins in the last round, Tevin Coleman. Najee Harris, that's early for Najee Harris, but after that, I liked what you did.
Yeah, and I don't like, I do not want to kick off the quarterback run with Mahomes unless I have Tyreek or Kelsey there. Like, I would rather come back into this spot, and you can get a Hurts, you can get a Herbert in this round. Like, you don't need Mahomes unstacked there.
I agree. Unstacked Mahomes is not great.
I don't know that I like Edwards as much as Pat or even the Jamal Williams pick, but man, I love Hines, Coleman, and Hawkins as the last 3 running backs in this draft. That's a fun.
Those are really good picks there, and he does get a nice.
You're on to Edwards.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is just the upside. Like, it feels so trappy. You know, we've talked about this, I think, a little this offseason, but he's like a good discount J.K. Dobbins, but I think that says more about J.K. Dobbins. Like, you're going to get carries. You're not going to get a lot of targets. You're hoping that he's efficient on the ground. And then even if he is and scores touchdown, you might get like 15 points. Like, I don't even know that he has 20-point upside. I don't think he did it at all.
But I like it with this team because he did take Najee Harris. Yeah. I'm not willing to play Najee Harris like he's a 1 elite running back construction, but that's how he played it, which is correct. Like, if you're going to take him there, you do need to play it that way. And then Gus Edwards getting those 15-point weeks, those are really going to help.
Yeah,
so
10 to 15 on this build, that's fair. Yeah.
All right, guys. We learned a lot tonight. We learned that ship chasing has a long way to go to be in live drafting.
Yeah,
in addition
we're not
to
in good shape. We're not in good shape.
That's why we have lots of drafts.
We lit money on fire tonight, boys.
I'm hitting the draft gym.
The draft gym? Yeah. You going to do ADP curls?
Got to get my draft beach body.
Yeah, we are not ready. I need to start draft dieting because it is not looking good out there. All right. Any other things here? Like we said, we'll have some more news in the Discord about ship chasing plans coming up. Gretch, it's great to have you back, and we're opening you with open arms to the sauce bit. We want you on the sauce bit.
Before we go, let me just tell you about the way that I optimize the lines at Legoland.
Okay, yeah.
All right, please. I'm actually very curious about this.
No, I'm kidding. I don't
have come on! I was pouring myself a glass of Tiger. I want to hear about it.
Well, rule number 1, you got to go back to front. You got to get to the back of the park first. Everyone gets in line in the front rides. You got to get to the back of the ride. You're the first one on. You're the only one on those rides.
He means you draft wide receivers when everyone else is drafting running backs. Get the metaphor.
You're saying you enter the park. There's a bunch of rides there. We walk past those rides.
Boom. Yeah.
Back
to
the
back of the park. That's smart, man. That's smart. You zigged while they were zagging.
And then you could just ride them over and over again. No one's back there. They're all in 60-minute lines at the front of the park. It's ridiculous.
Did your kids buy into the strat? Did they appreciate it?
Yeah. Come on, they bring me beers. They're good listeners.
What were the other highlights of the trip then?
This was kind of a bit. The escape room was sweet. My wife crushed it. And we solved it. My youngest was kind of scared. She didn't really participate. The middle one, or the older one, was.
She was hiding in a corner.
What was the theme of the escape room?
It was Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah.
Well, that sounds a little scary.
Escape the hideout. Yeah, it was a little scary.
So so Hyde is very much a big part of this one. It's not a Jekyll.
Yeah. Jekyll's
not
gone
a Jekyll
missing.
dominant room.
Jekyll's gone missing. You got to get out before Hyde shows up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Did you get to have a few drinks on this trip? You get a little buzz?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. We went to SeaWorld. SeaWorld's got some pretty good mixed margaritas. They got like adult icy machines everywhere. They had
does SeaWorld like name all the cocktails after whales and stuff?
No, they didn't. It was just
That's a
like
missed opportunity.
margarita. It is. It really is. You got to give them the sauce.
How do they not call it like the tail splash or something?
Yeah, they really should have.
Hey,
They had,
how
like,
about the painkiller whale?
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
good.
That's pretty
It's
good.
Thank
That's
you.
pretty good.
You should probably shut this draft down.
Yeah.
This stream down. All right, it's gonna be a long story. I mean, literally one draft in, and I already went to the bottle of tequila. I mean, it's gonna be a long, great summer, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't. We got the audio versions. Lots of people listening to the audio versions. It's doing very well. We love to see it. Check out Ben Gretch's Substack. He somehow managed to get 6 posts up on his vacation. I was super impressed by that, Ben. Pat is now working for Big Peacock. Check him out over there on the Good Football Pod, all that good stuff. What are you working on right now, Pat? Do they have you in the lab on something?
They do. I've been deep in the lab on the projections because we've got the NBC Sports Shed's a draft guide is going to be out soon, the physical draft guide. So we've got to get the projections ready for that. So I've been in the weeds saying, hey, you got to adjust up this target share, man. Or like, hey, you got this play count down for this team by 4 plays a game. What's going on? So I'm deep in the weeds.
Wait, are you gonna have your name in the draft guide?
I wrote a couple of kind of like little small articles. I don't have any articles in there myself, and I missed the rankings, so my rankings won't be in there. I started a little too late to get full draft guide.
So I just want to know if I were to go, because that draft guide is available in like fucking grocery stores. You're telling me if I go, I'm not going to find your name in there anywhere?
You'll find it. Yeah, you'll find it. I'll have there's some staff articles that you'll see.
Okay, I'm going to fucking every grocery store.
You'll see me touting
up.
T. Higgins. You'll see me touting Laviska Shenault. You'll see me slandering Miles Sanders.
I'm going to be like the proud mom that goes and buys up all the newspapers when her son is, won the science fair and is in there. I got to support
Thanks,
my
man.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it. We'll see you next week.